Okay, we're back in Backward Battles. It's about time, right? Let's go jump some ranked games with a random character and see what we're gonna get today. And it looks like we are playing the Mage. Now we do start off with 1/1s and our Scholar Bag and a set of healing herbs. Making me kind of want to go for a Falcon Blade wand type situation. Yeah, let's actually grab an extra one. Let's grab a wooden sword. Let's go and pretty much craft this up into a hero sword instantly. And I kind of want to sell our little sharp craze to go ahead and grab ourselves this big old goober because this guy is going to heal us up quite nicely as well. We do need to switch this over to this side, and this is going to be round 1. So Star Battle Effect is going to trigger Goobered once, but we're going to just try to outsmart our opponent for now. Magic for Dummies will go a long way, but our Deep Piss is going to be kind of duty trash compared to opponents. Double weapons and a shield as well to block that damage. We scale up our accuracy, we scale up our regen, which is going to give us a little bit more survivability, and with good old Goobers, we might actually be able to get there and win out. We're going to begin this Reaper. And you're kind of looking like so, right? Definitely so. Hell yeah. Now we could go for Steel Goobers if we really do want to. We could also go for Hammer. The chessboard is also kind of nice. The stone I might take for now as well. I'm still going to roll though. We could go for Stinky 2-pick with some ones. I don't think I really want to. I think I'm still going to take it, but I'm not going to craft any of this up. I'm still going to roll though. Storage on sale will probably take 2 though, right? Although, Stinky 2-pick with a Falcon Blade could actually be kind of nice, right? Yeah, let's take it. Let's roll again. And I do want to grab ourselves another one, though. So, maybe we want to craft one of these guys up. For now. We want to stack as much ones as possible, but let's get going again. So, Stinky 2-pick, so we can increase the damage our opponent is going to be taking as well. And we'll see if we can take on this big old Berserker. We're going to have a lot of flat damage, that's for sure. We're going to get Battle Rage, which will trigger their items a little bit faster, but can our Goober keep us alive? I mean, maybe they also take 25% less damage, so that could be kind of troublesome for us. But Goober is keeping us in it for sure, right? And the extra bit of region that we stack up, hell yes, looking kind of smashing for us. Now, it does take us forever to actually get enough buffs to get in power. We actually never will. So, holy moly. Arcane Vision, Speak with Animals, Enchanted Weapons. I mean, we could pivot into an Arcane Vision type build. I'm kind of down for it, right? I do love the skill quite a bit. Speak Animals with Cupcake Staffs or Cupcake Goobers and Cup Drakes could be kind of insane as well, but I'm taking this. Let's grab you. Let's grab a Fanny Pack. Let's roll. Book. Arcane Vision. Chance to restock with another book we'll take. Let's give us Nature's Chronicles. Turn our regen into Spikes and Luck. Could be kind of nice. We also want another wooden sword. We also need this too. Now, as mad as it is, I actually still think I want Nature Chronicles. I actually really want this whole shop, basically. Now, I want this because this is going to give us luck and spikes, which is going to be kind of nice, actually. It's a fast trigger for Goobers. But we'll see. I also didn't place this over beside our Arcane Vision, but these are going to be going faster, stacking up our buffs for us, which is going to be incredibly awesome for us. We are going to be scaling up the damage opponent is going to be taking, which is also going to be kind of nice. But opponent does have a lot of buffs with Seal the Deal and some spike action with a Torn Whip. They're definitely setting up for a Torn Blue. And unfortunately, yeah, it's going to be a bit too much for us. The spikes make us take too much damage for sure. That's why we do want our own spikes. But right now, I do want to take our wooden sword first of all. Craft up the hero sword. Do need to grab a bit of storage. And a set of blue braces as well. With Amulet, we're going to take the next round. This is looking a little bit better for us. It will use up our mana, but that's going to be okay. But adding a second weapon is going to be even more awesome for us, that's for sure. Can we take on a Hammer King of the Bling with a Hellbot and some gemstones as well? I mean, we are stacking up our mana a hell of a lot faster, especially with the blue brazen in as well. Because that's just going to be literally targeting our mana generation. Once we get more than 10 mana, we'll be able to stack up our power, which makes me kind of want to take out our magic for dummy. But it does scale up our max life. We do get 2 in power, increase our damage, and our Stinky 2-pick is going to be making our opponent take a lot more damage as well. And we have a ton of empower, and hell yeah. Not bad. And we could grab ourselves if Freeman's guy dies. Well, let's take you. Okay, not too great for us. We'll gladly take the book. Let's roll in again. And let's keep rolling. Anything else we want? Probably not, right? We'll take this, and do we want to grab ourselves a Delos? Maybe an Ice Flower. Probably not. We're just going to use the regen to give us luck and spikes. Which is kind of nice because then we can stack up our luck even faster. Which means we can get some power stack in. But spikes also, wait, that's Excalibur. And Seal the Deal, holy moly, this opponent is kind of stacked, right? Shelly with a mana pot as well. Definitely so, but can our two little tiny weapons keep us in it? Because right now it's kind of looking like so, right? A lot of spikes, a lot of luck. And it's looking a bit dicey for us. And unfortunately, 1 HP in a dream. We do not lose now. That's an early mana orb. Well, we're taking this mana orb. We're also taking the gloves. And we're selling you, as well as you, to go ahead and take this. Maybe don't want our magic for dummies in anymore. I'm also contemplating moving this up and placing our mana orb in this position. We can try to get as much mana as possible. I'm thinking very, very strongly about that. Then place you in this spot so we can actually speed you up. Yeah, I think that's going to be a little bit better for us. Have our gloves in. And we should be able to generate a decent bit of mana from here. So if we get 10 mana, we start getting a bunch of power, then we increase the damage our opponent is going to be taking as well. So all in all, this should be kind of fantastic. Now, our opponents is rocking a level up with a Falcon Blade. They're going to have that shield to block a lot of their damage, but look at this power stack up. Increasing the damage on our two little tiny swords, that's for sure. And good old Goobert, they keep us ticking along as well. Not bad, we stack up so much spikes, it's kind of nuts. Tarnbloom would be insane in your build. And that's a freaking Null Blade, right? I mean, Null Blade with Arcane Vision, we gotta take it. And that's another Dark Frenzy, I'm gonna be glad. Holy Dark Frenzies. This might be too much Dark Frenzies. Well, let's take this bit of storage. But for now, we are gonna rock on with this sort of situation. Definitely so. Kinda wanna go for Cupcake Goobert at the same time, because that fella is gonna give us a crazy amount of stack of buffs. That's for sure, it gives us a crazy amount of heals, and with our Null Blade, it's gonna be even better for us. And this is gonna be inflicting some debuffs, which is gonna be cleansed with a Blessing of Purity. Oh, it should be kinda decent. And we're stacking up loads and loads of power. We make our opponent take a lot more damage. And even the spikes, our opponent is going to be taking more damage from the spikes. And hell yeah. Not bad. Now we do get our Null Blade, and I'm wondering what we should go for, because this guy is going to use our regen to remove buffs. So we could go for Herald the Hateful Hat. Stack up some buffs and stack up a crit chance. I mean, it makes a lot of sense, right? Null Blades is designed for Herald the Hateful Hat, so let's go ahead and grab it. Let's make sure we go ahead and grab ourselves more Dark Frenzies. Plug that in. We could go for an Ice Block, which will transform into the Devouring Spear, if you want to. And I definitely want to. Unfortunately, we don't get another one, which is not ideal, but yeah, we're going for this. And a Prismatic Orb. Now we could go for Falcon Blade, but double Null Blades is kind of where we want to be at. So I'm going to get rid of our little Hero Sword. We can go ahead and grab this as well as you. So for this round, we are going to move on with this. Arcane Vision is going to be really, really nice for a Null Blade because it will speed up like crazy. We should be able to remove some decent buffs from our opponents. And we're going to take a Prismatic Orb as well. Yeah, let's get venturing on with this for now. Let's go ahead and craft up a second Null Blade. Let's craft up a Devouring Spear. That's for sure, because we're going to be stacking up loads of Ampersand with this as well. Our opponent is rocking a Chili Gooberts with a Lightsaber. We're going to be trying to inflict a bunch of blind onto us as well. But look at this damage. Holy moly. How much crit chance do we get? 68% crit chance? Yeah, Null Blade is kind of nuts, right? And we're getting the second one, which is even more insane. 1,000,000%. I'm also looking at this Spell Scholar Growth as well, because we could end up going for a Deadlock. Well, I think I'd rather try to go for another bunch of these Devouring Spears, right? I'm not going to take it. Let's tell you, let's grab this though. Let's roll. And that's exactly what I'm looking for. Now we could also grab some Wonky Snowmans, which also could be phenomenal. Now as for Stinky Toothache, you're going to be gone, my friend. So let's take you. I mean, we could go for an Ice Flower, but we don't really want that. So do we chance leaving this behind? Maybe. Maybe we'll sell the gloves. We probably do want to grab our stamina. But I'm also thinking about moving on in this direction. Having two dark items beside our Herald the Hateful Hat means we should be able to deal more healing damage as damage on top of everything. So we definitely want to grab as much Devouring Spears. We want to go for as much Prismatic ones as well. But it's going to be nice because this scales up our regen, which will give us, actually scales up our luck, which means we scale up our damage. Actually, we might want to get rid of this because it does get rid of our regen, and holy damage. We just smash out, no problem at all. 20% crit chance. Yeah, we probably do want to get rid of this. Now that's going to be nuts for us, that's for sure, and we could go for Time Melting, which doesn't really make too much sense. We could go for Double Rainbow with all our buffs back in. Could be kind of awesome as well. Or we just take Hardwood to get a bunch of block. Honestly, I'm not really the biggest fan of all these. We could take you and just go for a bunch of helmets. Or we could gamble a little bit. I'm kind of down to gamble, for being honest. Do a little bit of gamble action. No rush, please. That's a big old yikes. I'm actually going to sell it. Should we keep it? I don't even really want it, for being honest. Another book. Or blueberries we'll take, actually. Another penny pack. You know, we'll take the penny pack. Let's keep going. Cupcake, goobers. Hell yeah, worth every penny. 1,000,000%. As for no rush, please. You know what? I'm going to sell it. Because this skill is really not going to do anything for us. It's literally going to hinder us more than anything. If I'm being 1,000,000,000% honest, let's sell it. Let's keep rolling. Another one of these kind of duty trash. Use our mana to give us regen. This is nice because that will guarantee that we're going to be removing bolts. That's for sure. Do we sell you to go ahead and grab it? Hell yeah, we do. Not bad. Well, let's get going once again. Cupcake Cooper is going to be really, really nice because it will stack up whatever buff we do have most of, which is probably just going to be mana, right? Which is just going to be the whole staple of our whole builds because it turns our ones into our power stackers, which does give more damage, and yes, that could be close. Even taking an Alchemy Bomb Bloodthorn. We could also went a Bloody Amulet into Bloody Harvester. We could try to stack up a bunch of Vampirism, but I'm going to roll another Cupcake. If we want a Cupcake, we could take the banana for stamina, which I'm kind of down for at the moment. I kind of just want to grab our stamina stack as well and keep going. None of these I do really want. We could grab ourselves this to reduce our opponent's healing a little bit further. Or increase our healing just a little bit. I'm not going to take it actually. Let's take a little bit of block and let's get going once again. I do want to find ourselves another Devouring Spear. Most of all. But what's the chances of it, right? We found 3 Dark Frenzies. Which is kind of nuts. We got stunned immediately. But once our Cupcake Cooper does pop off, we get tons of heals. And holy smashed. Yeah, we didn't stand a chance. Definitely not. Now, I'm going to roll. And I'm thinking about grabbing this. Because we need to find some dark items. Now, you use up mana to give us max life. You know, I'm going to take this fella. Place him in down below. Let's keep rolling. Another mana orb, helmet, we'll gladly take. And it's looking kind of awesome actually. Because again, we just want to be stacking up mana for days. As much mana as possible. Holy damage dealing. Flame up, Burning Blade, Piercing Arrow. Definitely an interesting concept. But it's not looking bad for us, right? Okay, we're dealing some big damage back and smash it. Definitely so. Let's grab this mana orb. Might actually want to slot it in this spot. Take our helmets so we don't take as much damage from the beginning. And we just keep rerolling. Another freaking regrow. Just any scroll but this one. Can we find any other scroll? I mean, maybe not actually. Holy moly, we actually do. And I'm not sure if you do want to go for Cold Mirror. We'll also take this Stamina Sack as well. We can also go for Wand of Dissonance. But a Prismatic Wand is exactly what we want. 1000%. But come and take on a Poison Ivy type situation. They're going to be flicking a lot of poison onto us. 18 poison and we're going to be taking a lot more damage, that's for sure. But can we actually win out? Hell yeah, we can. Double Null Blades is insane. 100% crit chance within a few seconds. 40 DPS between both of them. How much DPS did we actually manage to get, right? 60 DPS, double Null Blades. And in terms of heals, 30 heal per second, which is not too crazy by any means. With 24 max health gains in total, and in terms of block, not a whole lot of block. Well, I'm going to continue on. There's another Cupcake. I mean, if you want heat stack, it'll be kind of nice. Let's grab you with this too. Let's roll. Another ones, another 7 blueberries. I mean, if we stack up loads of mana, every single blueberries is just going to be our luck stackers. So I'm going to take that. Let's keep going. Another rice block, which I'm going to take. And you know what? I'm just going to buy these because we kind of need to try and get a dark frenzy so we can go ahead and craft up a Devouring Spear, that's for sure. So let's finish on once again then. Definitely so. But can we take on this Null Blade? We're going to have some gemstones, we're going to have some lifesteal, we're going to have 25% crit chance. But again, we should be able to scale up our crit chance pretty darn fast. Now this is kind of nuts as well. That would scale up our crit chance incredibly fast because it takes a lot of buffs away from opponents. But we shouldn't be a bad spot for sure because we do have 20 mana, which means we're going to stack up crazy amounts of power, increase our damage by quite a lot. And we actually do end up falling short because our opponent did steal a lot of our buffs, which is kind of madness. Let's grab you, another ice block. I'm going to take it. And holy moly, we actually got one. Now, do we want to go for Devouring Spear or do we want to go for another Null Blade? Well, I'm going to sell you. And we're going to roll. And I'm going to continue to roll. I'm going to grab this little bit of stride. I'm going to move our helmet over and we're going to place this in this spot for now. Craft up this Devouring Spear, that's for sure. Let's go moving on once again. Another Devouring Spear means we're going to scale up a lot more Vampirism, which will turn into more and more damage dealt as healing as well. Which would be awesome. But opponent is rocking a Stone Golem with a fancy rapier and Poison stacking on top. We have lots of block. And this shield is eating up a lot of stamina. But can we bring it back? Hell yeah, we can. That was super close though. Not gonna lie. And we're finding all the Dark Frenzies now. And we could trade up one of our ones. Grab an Amulet Forge, which would increase basically our crit chance from a Herald Hateful, so we don't need to remove as much buffs. For 1/1s, is it worth it? Let's also take you. Okay, another Dark Frenzy. We hit the jackpot with double Dark Frenzy, right? I'm not going to take this. Let's roll. More storage, please. That's all he really wants. Yeah, we'll take all the storage. Now, grabbing so much Devouring Spears is kind of nuts. Let's get going once again. So now these are going to be scaling up our Vampirism for days. And they're going to be dealing some effect damage as well with Lifesteal, which means they're going to be dealing more and more damage with a Herald Hateful. We're actually going to have 4 of these Devouring Spears, which is mental. Definitely so. It's going to be eating at our opponents, but our opponent is going to move a lot of our damage and stop us from scaling up so much damage. Right now, it doesn't look as good as I would have liked it to be. That's another Mana Orb. And this as well. Another Ice Block. Damn, I can't get another Devouring Spear. I was kind of really hoping for it, but it is what it is. I know how to craft, so we can't even craft up another wand, which is super unfortunate. As well, now the problem is, we do want to add these fellas in at this side. I'm not going to take it, but I'm going to roll for now. And we can get one more. I'm going to chance trying to get this because having 5 Devouring Spears is nuts, isn't it? Definitely so, but we do need to sell one thing. Do we sell a little bit of regen? I mean, that does pump out our damage straight away, which probably do need to keep if I'm being honest. But isn't this kind of nuts looking? All these Devouring Spears are chipping away at our opponents. But do we get rid of 1/1? Probably, right? We're going to grab you. Slot this down a little bit and let's put the craft this up. But it did move our set of rounds, so we can basically get as much dark items as possible. Mana Orb going to be slotted in on this position as well. And we should be able to scale up our crits really fast, while also getting a ton of heals from our Cupcake Goobers and stacking up our mana even faster, so we can try to get as much manpower as possible. But is it going to be good enough? Taking on a debuff stacking, they're going to reduce our healing by 60%, which is really tough for us. But can these actually deal enough damage to keep us in it? While our freaking Null Blades stack up crit chance for days and just scale up a lot of damage and just remove opponents' damage as well. And it's actually not looking too bad. Our opponent does have a lot of debuffs, but we know, hell yeah, we can. Definitely so. And we're going to get 5 Devouring Spears, which is even more crazy in my opinion. 5 of these. Well, I'm going to take a fanny pack. Speeding up these spears just a little bit is exactly what we want. And I've never actually filled out the hard to hit flat. And the Arcane Vision I would love to place in this position. But it doesn't need to sit in here if we want to speed up other Null Blades. Now we could grab ourselves another Scripture of Light, giving us more regen to stack up so our Null Blades can use their mana to basically just keep removing buffs. I'm down to take it. Keep rolling. We can buy our 1 back, which I'm down for it. And you being on sale will be kind of nice. But I'm also not going to take it. Let's reroll once more and holy Dark Frenzy. I mean, I'm not going to lie. This I do really want to take, but 5 of these Devouring Spears should be insane enough to win out, because each one of these deals 10 damage, right? Every 1.5 seconds, which does lifesteal. So with 5 of these, we should be able to get 50 heals almost per second. It's not really per second, it's probably like 30 healing per second alone by these. Our opponent doesn't increase their healing. Which 30 healing per second by these by themselves is kind of nuts. 1 billion %. It also skills for Vampirism. Give us even more healing too. And unfortunately, we are going to begin the cold stacker, so we might actually still lose this final round. We do cleanse a little bit, but that's 21 cold off the rip, which is kind of mental. 1000%. Slowing down our Devouring Spears, which is really sad, I'm not going to lie, because I do want these to be going fast. They have crazy block, and this cold stacking is going to be a lot. And this Frostbite is going to be dealing some big damage. And unfortunately, we don't really deal with these debuffs. If we had a Cold Mirror, we will reflect a lot, but unfortunately, the one build we get smashed out by is Cold. So it stops our Devouring Spears from actually activating, because if it's blinds, we can still actually hit our opponents with our Devouring Spears. So it is what it is. We did end up surviving with just 1 life left. How much life points are we going to get? +9. I'll leave us at 48. Bit of a disappointing end, but stick around. We're going to jump into round 8 fights to see if this build can actually smash out, because that final fight, I'm not satisfied with. So can our Devouring Spears nom on his opponents? They are going to be rocking the Card Goobers with a Dancer Dragon as well as a Forest Dragon. They're going to get some big damage. They also get invincibility, which stops from lifesteal. That is kind of scary for us because we do not keep ourselves healthy enough. Keep up. However, yeah, this is much more awesome. I got my deal with a Heat Stack and Burning Blade, Obsidian Dragon, Friendly Fire type situation with the energy conversion as well. We're going to get lots and lots of buffs. We're going to get lots of heat and lots of speed. We're going to be taking a lot of their buffs as well. And it's not going to be close. And finally, can we take on a Poison Stacking Doom Calp situation? We're going to be moving our heals all together, but we've got to beat them down before that becomes an issue, right? Although they do get invincibility. We do have Dark Ritual, their Poison is going to be critting with the Frying Pan as well. However, yeah, it's not going to be close.
I don't want to say too much. I don't want to say too much. I just want to feel your touch.